Hello, my dear friend. Have you ever been woken up in the middle of the night by a sudden, sharp pain in your leg? Or maybe you've been out for a walk, enjoying the fresh air, when out of nowhere, your leg seizes up and you're left hobbling to the nearest bench? If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Leg cramps can be a real nuisance, especially as we get older. But here's the good news. There are simple, natural ways to tackle this problem, and it all starts with what you put on your plate. Today, we're going to talk about 3 powerful foods that can help strengthen your legs and keep those pesky cramps at bay. These aren't just any foods. They're packed with nutrients that your body craves, especially after 60. And the best part? They're easy to find, easy to prepare, and delicious to eat. So, if you're ready to take control of your leg health and feel stronger than ever, let's dive right in. Now, before we get into the specifics, let's take a moment to understand why leg cramps happen in the first place. MP3. As we age, our muscles and nerves undergo changes. Sometimes, our muscles don't get the nutrients they need to function properly, or our nerves send signals that cause our muscles to contract involuntarily. Dehydration, poor circulation, and even certain medications can also play a role. But one of the biggest culprits is a lack of essential minerals like potassium, magnesium, and calcium. These minerals are crucial for muscle function, and when we don't get enough of them, our legs can let us know in the form of cramps. That's where our first food comes in: bananas. You probably heard that bananas are good for you, but did you know they're a powerhouse when it comes to preventing leg cramps? Bananas are rich in potassium, a mineral that helps regulate muscle contractions and keeps your nerves functioning smoothly. When your potassium levels are low, your muscles are more likely to cramp up. But by simply adding a banana to your daily routine, you can give your body the potassium it needs to keep your legs strong and cramp-free. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I've tried bananas before, and they didn't make much of a difference. And that's a fair point. Sometimes, it's not just about eating the right foods. It's about eating them consistently. Think of it like this. If your body is a car, potassium is the oil that keeps the engine running smoothly. You wouldn't expect your car to run, well, if you only added oil once in a while, right? The same goes for your body. Try having a banana with your breakfast every morning or as a mid-afternoon snack. Over time, you'll likely notice a difference in how your legs feel. But bananas aren't the only food that can help. Let's talk about another superstar: spinach. Now, I know spinach might not be everyone's favorite, but hear me out. Spinach is loaded with magnesium, another mineral that's essential for muscle health. Magnesium helps relax your muscles after they contract, which can prevent those painful cramps from happening in the first place. It also plays a role in nerve function and blood circulation, both of which are important for keeping your legs strong and healthy. If you're not a fan of eating spinach raw in salads, don't worry. There are plenty of other ways to enjoy it. You can saute it with a little garlic and olive oil, blend it into a smoothie, or even add it to soups and stews. The key is to find a way that works for you and make it a regular part of your diet. And if you're worried about the taste, try pairing it with other flavors you love. For example, a spinach and feta omelet can be a delicious way to start your day while giving your legs the nutrients they need. Now, before we move on to our third food, let's take a moment to recap what we've covered so far. Bananas are a great source of potassium, which helps regulate muscle contractions, while spinach provides magnesium, which relaxes your muscles and supports nerve function. Both of these foods are easy to incorporate into your daily routine, and they can make a big difference in how your legs feel. But we're not done yet. There's one more food that deserves a spot on your plate, and it's something you might not expect: almonds. Almonds are a fantastic source of calcium, which is essential for muscle contraction and relaxation. When your calcium levels are low, your muscles can become more prone to cramping. But by snacking on a handful of almonds each day, you can give your body the calcium it needs to keep your legs strong and cramp-free. Almonds are also incredibly versatile. You can eat them on their own as a snack, sprinkle them on top of yogurt or oatmeal, or even use almond butter as a spread on toast. And if you're worried about the calories, remember that a little goes a long way. Just a small handful of almonds can provide a significant amount of calcium, along with other nutrients like vitamin E and healthy fats. So, there you have it. 3 powerful foods that can help strengthen your legs and keep those cramps at bay. Bananas for potassium, spinach for magnesium, and almonds for calcium. By incorporating these foods into your daily routine, you're giving your body the tools it needs to stay strong and healthy, no matter your age. Now, I know changing your diet can feel overwhelming, especially if you're used to eating a certain way. But remember, small changes can lead to big results. Start by adding one of these foods to your diet this week and see how you feel. Maybe eat a banana with your breakfast or a handful of almonds as an afternoon snack. Once that becomes a habit, add another. Before you know it, you'll be well on your way to stronger, healthier legs. And speaking of habits, there's more to explore when it comes to beating leg cramps. In the next part, we'll dive into some simple lifestyle changes that can complement these dietary adjustments and help you feel your best. So, stay tuned, and let's keep working toward a life with fewer cramps and more strength. Now that we've talked about the 3 powerful foods that can help strengthen your legs and reduce cramps, bananas for potassium, spinach for magnesium, and almonds for calcium, let's take it a step further. Because while what you eat is incredibly important, there are other simple, everyday habits that can make a big difference in how your legs feel. These are things you can start doing today, and they don't require any special equipment or drastic changes to your routine. Let's dive in. First, let's talk about hydration. You probably heard 1,000 times, drink more water. But when it comes to leg cramps, staying hydrated is absolutely essential. Your muscles need water to function properly. And when you're dehydrated, they're more likely to cramp up. Think of it like a plant. If you don't water it, it wilts. Your muscles are the same way. Without enough water, they can't contract and relax the way they're supposed to, and that's when cramps can strike. Now, I know drinking enough water can be a challenge, especially if you're not used to it. But here's a tip. Make it easy on yourself. Keep a water bottle with you throughout the day, and take small sips regularly. You don't have to chug a huge glass all at once. Just steady, consistent sips will do the trick. And if plain water feels boring, try adding a slice of lemon, cucumber, or even a few mint leaves for a little flavor. Herbal teas are another great option, especially if you enjoy something warm and comforting. But here's something you might not know. It's not just about how much water you drink. It's also about what you drink. Certain beverages, like coffee and alcohol, can actually dehydrate you, which can make cramps worse. That doesn't mean you have to give up your morning cup of coffee or the occasional glass of wine, but it's worth being mindful of how much you're consuming. Try balancing it out with extra water, especially if you're enjoying a dehydrating drink. Now, let's move on to another key habit: stretching. If you ever had a leg cramp, you know how tight and uncomfortable your muscles can feel. That's why stretching is so important. It helps keep your muscles flexible and relaxed, which can prevent cramps from happening in the first place. And the best part? You don't need to be a yoga expert or spend hours stretching to see the benefits. Just a few minutes a day can make a big difference. One of the best stretches for preventing leg cramps is the calf stretch. Here's how to do it. Stand facing a wall and place your hands on the wall for support. Step 1 foot back, keeping your heel on the ground, and gently lean forward until you feel a stretch in your calf. Hold it for about 20 to 30 seconds, then switch sides. You can do this stretch a few times a day, maybe in the morning when you wake up or in the evening before bed. It's simple, but it's incredibly effective. Another great stretch is the hamstring stretch. Sit on the edge of a chair with one leg extended straight out in front of you, heel on the ground and toes pointing up. Keep your back straight and gently lean forward until you feel a stretch in the back of your thigh. Hold it for 20 to 30 seconds, then switch sides. This stretch is especially helpful if you spend a lot of time sitting, which can tighten your hamstrings and lead to cramps. Now, let's talk about movement. It might seem counterintuitive, but staying active is one of the best things you can do to prevent leg cramps. When you move your body, you improve circulation, which helps deliver oxygen and nutrients to your muscles. It also helps keep your muscles strong and flexible, which reduces the likelihood of cramps. And you don't have to run a marathon or hit the gym to see the benefits. Simple, low-impact activities like walking, swimming, or even gentle yoga can do wonders. If you're not used to being active, start small. Take a short walk around your neighborhood, or do a few laps around your living room. The key is to find something you enjoy and can stick with. And if you're worried about overdoing it, listen to your body. It's okay to take breaks and go at your own pace. The goal is to keep moving, not to push yourself to the point of exhaustion. Now, let's touch on one more habit that's often overlooked: sleep. Believe it or not, the way you sleep can affect your legs. If you've ever been woken up by a cramp in the middle of the night, you know how frustrating it can be. But there are a few things you can do to reduce the chances of nighttime cramps. First, try sleeping with your legs slightly elevated. You can do this by placing a pillow under your knees or at the foot of your bed. This helps improve circulation and takes some of the pressure off your legs. Another tip is to avoid sleeping in positions that put too much strain on your muscles. For example, sleeping with your toes pointed can shorten your calf muscles and make them more prone to cramping. Instead, try to keep your feet in a neutral position or even slightly flexed. It might take some getting used to, but it can make a big difference in how your legs feel at night. So, to recap, we've covered hydration, stretching, movement, and sleep for simple habits that can help prevent leg cramps and keep your legs strong. These are all things you can start doing today, and they don't require any special equipment or drastic changes to your routine. The key is consistency. Just like with the foods we talked about earlier, small, steady changes can lead to big results over time. Now, before we move on to the final part of our discussion, I want to take a moment to acknowledge something. Dealing with leg cramps can be frustrating, especially when they seem to come out of nowhere. But remember, you're not alone, and there are steps you can take to feel better. Whether it's adding more bananas, spinach, and almonds to your diet, drinking more water, stretching regularly, or simply moving your body a little more each day, every small change adds up. In the next part, we'll wrap things up by talking about one more powerful tool you can use to beat leg cramps: mindfulness. It might sound surprising, but your mind and body are deeply connected, and taking care of your mental well-being can have a big impact on your physical health. So, stay with me and let's finish strong. Together, we'll make sure you're equipped with everything you need to keep your legs feeling their best. We've covered a lot of ground so far, haven't we? From the three powerhouse foods, bananas, spinach, and almonds, to simple habits like staying hydrated, stretching, staying active, and improving your sleep, you got a solid toolkit to help tackle those leg cramps. But there's one more piece of the puzzle we haven't talked about yet, and it's something that might surprise you: your mind. That's right. Your mental well-being plays a bigger role in your physical health than you might think. And when it comes to leg cramps, a little mindfulness can go a long way. Let's start by talking about stress. We all experience stress from time to time. But did you know that stress can actually contribute to muscle tension and cramps? When you're stressed, your body releases hormones like cortisol, which can cause your muscles to tighten up. Over time, this tension can lead to discomfort, pain, and yes, even cramps. That's why finding ways to manage stress is so important. Not just for your mental health, but for your physical health too. One of the simplest ways to reduce stress is through deep breathing. It might sound too easy to be effective, but trust me, it works. When you take slow, deep breaths, it sends a signal to your brain to relax, which in turn helps your muscles relax too. Here's a quick exercise you can try. Sit or lie down in a comfortable position. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your stomach, and take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Feel your stomach rise as you fill your lungs with air. Hold it for a moment, then exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat this a few times, and you'll likely notice your body starting to unwind. Another great way to manage stress is through mindfulness or meditation. Now, I know meditation might sound a little intimidating if you've never tried it before, but it doesn't have to be complicated. It's really just about taking a few minutes to focus on the present moment and let go of any worries or distractions. You can start with just 5 minutes a day. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. If your mind starts to wander, and it will, that's completely normal. Gently bring your attention back to your breathing. Over time, You'll find that these moments of calm can make a big difference in how you feel, both mentally and physically. Now, let's talk about something else that's closely tied to your mental well-being, your attitude. It might sound a little cheesy, but having a positive outlook can actually help you manage pain and discomfort better. When you approach challenges with a sense of optimism and determination, it can make them feel more manageable. So, if you're dealing with leg cramps, try to focus on the progress you're making, no matter how small. Celebrate the days when your legs feel strong, and don't get discouraged by the occasional setback. Remember, you're taking steps to feel better, and that's something to be proud of. Before we wrap up, let's take a moment to recap everything we've covered. We started with 3 powerful foods, bananas, spinach, and almonds, that provide the essential nutrients your legs need to stay strong and cramp-free. Then, we talk about simple habits like staying hydrated, stretching, staying active, and improving your sleep. And finally, we explore how managing stress and practicing mindfulness can support your overall well-being and help reduce muscle tension. Now, I want to leave you with one last thought. Small changes really can make a big difference. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start with 1 or 2 things that feel manageable and build from there. Maybe it's adding a banana to your breakfast, or taking a short walk after dinner. Or perhaps it's setting aside 5 minutes each day to practice deep breathing or meditation. Whatever it is, the key is to take that first step. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. If you found this video helpful, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What strategies have worked for you? Do you have any tips or tricks for managing leg cramps? Sharing your experiences can help others who might be dealing with the same challenges, and it's a great way to build a supportive community. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tips on living your best life after 60. There's so much more to explore when it comes to health, wellness, and happiness, and I'd love to have you along for the journey. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, here's to living your best life at any age. Take care of yourself, take care of your legs, and keep moving forward. You've got this. See you in the next video.